Isis, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Um, so this is what I want to show you about predictive programming. Um, I've seen this book a lot in the past, Sylvia Browne, End of Days. I've seen this cover so many times, it's ridiculous. She's a prophetess. I've seen back in the days before the internet, they used to show her. She used to have a channel. And the lady was so full of shit. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but she was full of shit. And I knew it then, even before knowing what I know now. But it's funny how everything is coming into light now. Everything that I've learned, everything I've been watching so-called conspiracy videos since 9/11. Ever since I was in Germany and learning about 9/11 being an inside job. And from that point on, I was hooked because of the evidence, the visual evidence that was shown. It was no coincidence. And if you believe it's a coincidence, then you're clearly scared of something. But I ain't gonna lie, they have so much visual evidence, it's ridiculous. Even building number 7 falling 7 hours later when nothing hit it. And even the news showing it, reporting the tower as being collapsed. Building number 7, even before it collapsed, it was still in the visual of the background of the woman saying that the building collapsed while the building was right still there. They got so much proof on video that that was an inside job and that there's something was wrong with it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so what they do here, this is a part of their tricks. They make it seem as if someone, she's a Mason, predicts an event that's going to happen, and then when it happens 20, 30, 40 years later, they can go back and say, oh yeah, Sylvia, she's probably still alive too, probably, maybe not, but either way, someone's going to make money off her books because it would seem as if she predicted something like this. She says in around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will suddenly vanish something quickly as it arrived, attack again and years later, and then disappear completely. I can't read those 2 words right there, but anyway, this is what they predict. This is what they do. This is not a God prediction. This is not the way God works. In the sense of selling, you can't sell God's work. And that's what these people are doing. They're selling prophecies. And even if you pay attention, like for instance is on page 312, that's really the number 33. 2 and 1 is a 3. So that's your Mason code right there. And even look over, what's funny is the majority, the word majority is over it. I didn't even get into it. The point is, the tricks are deep, and they run deep, and this is all planned. It's pandemonic. That's what they're doing, and they got everybody scared, and because of that, people are going to give up their rights just so that they could have some kind of security. But you know what? This also shows how we've lost our foothold of what religion did for us. I'm not a religious freak, and I don't believe you have to go to church every day or anything like that and pray and all that stuff. I mean, I'm more of a Sufi, if anything. And I tend to believe that if you're gonna pretend to be a Christian or a Muslim or anything like that, and then you really gotta practice, what's being shown. I mean, what's being given in these books. And these books tell you a lot about both the Quran to the Bhagavad Gita to the Bible. Tell you about this place is not a permanent place, and we should not store up our riches here. We're not supposed to feel that we're losing anything. And I mean, that's essentially the beginning of realizing that we shouldn't be afraid of dying, that we shouldn't be afraid of giving up what we've got or what we think we own. Because you don't own anything. None of us own anything. It's the word itself is not real. You don't own anything. You don't know what was here before you came here. It's kind of like going to sleep at night. When you go to sleep, some of us don't even remember sleeping. We just go to sleep and wake up and it's light. Yeah, sure, you dream sometimes, but some people don't dream. But what goes on in that consciousness when you're not around? You don't remember it. Just like when you were here before you were born. Do you remember being here before you were born? And will you remember after? It's a crazy, weird question, but that's what it comes down to. Anyway, I'm not talking from a place of perfection or righteousness. Trust me, I am a sinner. I made a lot of mistakes, and I'm still making mistakes. I made a terrible mistake yesterday, and I'm going to continue to make mistakes and learn from them. I'm just really asking questions and trying to figure out what's going on. But this, to me, is a good example of showing you that they're aware of what they're doing to us and what is being done to us. This book came out many, many years ago. And all I could tell you is you got to do your homework, and we got to get up and fight and do something. The Constitution says we must get up and fight. That we have a tyrannical government. And I don't know what to do. I really don't know where to go. If I get me a bullhorn, and maybe I should just go onto the streets and just tell people to gather and let's march. But that's hard to see happening, man. I ain't got faith in the hood, man. People don't want to do that. Everybody want to stay home and smoke their weed and watch Netflix. Listen, I don't mind smoking weed, but we should get up, smoke our weed, and go march and go fight this nonsense. I feel sorry for those who are running out of money and have nowhere to go. That's the beginning of bad decisions. What about those people? Some of those people probably never committed a crime, but will be committing crimes for the first time because of this. This is a very uncompassionate act, what they're doing, what's been done. But it's not that uncompassionate because we're upholding it ourselves. We don't have to, but we are. But it looks like the majority, 33, has got us. So, I don't know, folks. Inshallah, something's going to work out, but it doesn't seem like it is, and we're losing this battle. But I just know this. In the end, I am taking no vaccination shots, and I will go down fighting. That's my word. Even if I have to go to jail for it, I'd like to see that happen. But if it does, I'm going to turn into something else, that's for sure. That's for sure. I'm going to turn into something else because I'm not going down without a fight. That's a promise. So I hope many of you feel the same way, but I'm just trying to provide as much proof possible that you got to stand strong and realize that this is a hoax. We are being misled and lied to, and they're setting us up. That's all I could tell you. Anyway, good luck.